The federal government has begun reconstruction of the collapsed Keffi Flyover in Nasarawa State while accelerating major roadworks across the country. Minister of Works, Mr. Dave Umahi, disclosed this after the Federal Executive Council meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu. Umahi described the July 4 collapse as very unfortunate and confirmed a settlement with the families of the 3 persons who lost their lives. Keffi Flyover is a critical link between Abuja, Nasarawa and other parts of Nigeria's north-central region.
We are working on the unfortunate incident that happened at Keffi Flyover. I visited there. We lost 3 lives there. We've, settled with the families. There are no pressing charges. It's very unfortunate. And we have started the reconstruction of the bridge. One carriageway has been closed down, to traffic.
Umahi added that FEC has approved funding and reviews for several key road and bridge projects nationwide. The minister listed several strategic projects, many exceeding 10 billion naira, that have either begun or received significant funding.
No section of the state or country is left out in his infrastructure development, road and bridges, wise. And let me announce, so that you also be able to track what you are doing, that the Abuja-Kano, there are 2 lots. The first lot is 118 kilometers, 256 billion. 75 billion was already paid by Mr. President, 30%, and work is going on. We've done over 30% of that section 1. Section 2 is 164 kilometers, that is 502 billion, and Mr. President has just released 30%, which is about 150 billion that we hit the account of the contractor in the next 2 days. And it's also important to announce that the Nembe Brass, the president is 156 billion, the president has released 30%. The Electia to Akure to Benin is 256 kilometers by 2, 761 billion. 30% of that project has been released. And so today, FEC approved, the review of, project in Boronu and Adamawa, and that's Bio-Numa Road project. And it was initially awarded in 2020, 45 kilometers, 15.43 billion. And today it's been reviewed to 61.763 billion, keeping the 45 kilometers for Bio-Numa Road in Boronu / Adamawa. The road in Gashamu, Amishi, Gogoram Road, and that is in Yobe State, Yobe North, and that is 36 kilometers. And Contra was awarded in 2020, for 36.2 kilometers, and it was 14.526 billion. And now it's reviewed, to include introduction of binder costs. It wasn't there before, and replacement of pedestrian bridge across the river at Chene 36 with vehicle crossing bridge. Then concrete protection works in swampy areas and increase in VOP requirements. And so the project has been increased by 8.94 billion. We have awarded the second carriageway in Kebbi, 258 kilometers, 3 lanes for 961 billion. And then in Sokoto, additional 120 kilometers, for 456 billion. So we have complete in Sokoto, 220 kilometers by 2, that's 240 kilometers, and that's roughly about 920 billion. And in Kebbi, you have, 258 times 2. That's about, 400, that's 250 by 2, 500, and 16 kilometers. And that is about roughly 2 trillions. We have a road that we rescoped, Ado Ekiti, Afe Babalola University Road. And the project was awarded in February 2023 for 35.952 billion and for 40.72 kilometers. Today it's been reviewed, and with the available funding, we had to scope it down to 14.4 kilometer, for a total contract sum of 9.32 billion. In the Trans-Hara, which is the third legacy project of Mr. President, a total of 84 billion was added to initial scope, and the contract length moved from 118 to 121.64 kilometer. And so the total contract sum now is 445.851 billion. And lastly, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway section 4A and 4B. 4A is in Ogun State, taking from where the section 2 stopped at Lekki there, and then going to the Ondo. We have about 40 kilometer in Ogun State and a 40.35 kilometer in Ondo State. And so the Ondo has gotten to the border between Ondo and Edo State. And that's where we are. And the total kilometer is 80.35 by 2. That is 80.535 kilometer, 6 lanes. And the total contract sum is 1.65 trillion. And it involves removing the pits up to an average depth of 6 meters, replacing it with freshwater sharp sand, and raising the existing ground level by 5 meters so that no amount of flooding will come near it, and is passing through swampy areas. So these are what FEC, approved, and
Umahi pledged to publish a comprehensive list of all ongoing and approved projects in the coming weeks.